Session, you can ask. Okay, so we will start with the advanced.
Other strategies other than Concur and guided Concur? People
Of
are there other strategies other than Concur and guided and Concur?
there are others. We will discuss later.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, I am facing the problem of threshold loss problem.
अच्छा वो. Hello.
Sir, when I am reducing the power, that is voltage supply, VDD,
Yeah.
at that time, I am facing the problem of threshold loss problem.
You are getting threshold?
Threshold loss problem. I am not getting exact 1 or exact 0 at the output.
No, yeah, that is true. So you can reduce till 600, na? 600 millivolt, or you cannot reduce. There is a limit to reduction.
Okay, Professor, please, sorry to interrupt you, but at present we are basically proceeding with video recording of this session. So I just request all of the participants to kindly keep their queries with you, and you will be most welcome after this complete session. So at the end of this session, you can ask your queries from our previous session as well as from this session. So please keep your queries with you, and shortly we are going to clarify all the doubts. So I think ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਇਸ ਤੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੋ.
So you can all your queries you can note it down. You can note down on the paper. Then we will answer after this. Okay. So now, as the topic suggests, it is advanced MOSFET devices and beyond. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is, like all of us are aware, MOSFET, when it started, it has gone for a massive scaling. Scaling means reduction in size, miniaturization. We are reducing the size of the device. And we started with 5 micron, 10 micron kind of structures. Now it has gone to below 22 nanometer, 14 nanometer also. So the device topology, the device structure, if you reduce till 65 or 45 nanometer is same, but the topology is same in the sense there is a source, there is a drain, there is a substrate, there is a gate. But the profiling has changed, the materials has changed, what those changes are, and if you go beyond 22 nanometer, the structure is also changing. So there are many types of different MOSFET devices which people are studying, many companies are proposing, though right now they are not in production, but those who of you are students, those devices you will see in your lifetime, maybe from 10 or 15 years from now, those devices you will see the electronic circuits, electronic gadgets being made of those advanced MOSFET devices. So we will talk about those MOSFET devices. Many things you have quantum, many devices like a single electron transistor, quantum diode, and all those things. You keep on carbon tubes and keep on listening, keep on hearing from here and there. But no circuit has been made by using this, and it will take around 10, 15 or maybe 20 years to make all these things. Practicality, all these things are in research domain. So we will start with this. So this is basically a simple, if MOSFET structure, as I mean, the structure remains same till certain level. So there is an oxide, there is a gate, there is a source, this is a drain. So this is the depletion layer, this is L effective, and basically this is the voltage, this is electron concentration at the surface being given here. So the basic principle of reduction of MOSFET is you reduce L and you reduce the gate oxide. Okay, basically all geometrical parameters geometrical dimensions in vertical and horizontal, you reduce by same factor. If you are reducing by alpha, you reduce by alpha. This also you reduce, this also you reduce. This, if you reduce, then you increase concentration, field here, substrate concentration you increase, n plus you increase. Then why you are increasing this n plus concentration? Because if you don't increase, if you reduce this dimension L without increasing this, if you decrease this, depletion width will not will be same. So depletion width will come closer to each other. So you have to reduce the depletion width. That is why you have to change this concentration here. Because if the depletion width coincides with each other, then that is known as a punch through. This is known as a punch through. It's known as a horizontal punch through. You have studied this. There is a vertical punch through also. Vertical punch through occurs. Now there is a well here. Okay, so there is a well, because if it's a P substrate, there will be an N well here, and there will be a depletion width of well also, and within the well you are making source drain. So there is a depletion width of source drain also. So there is a source, there is a well. So there is these depletion width can also touch. So there is a vertical punch through. So whenever there is a punch through, this means there is a path, direct path for the carriers, maybe holes or electrons to flow, and huge current will flow. Transistor action will not occur. Okay, so this that is why we have to increase this n plus. Now if we decrease all body dimensions, vertical and horizontal, by the same factor, decrease all voltages, VDD and threshold voltage, by the same factor alpha, increase concentration by the same factor alpha, the electric field remains constant in this region. Only thing is, we cannot do this. You can decrease the body dimensions, but question is of voltages. Because earlier it was a 5 volt device. Now if you have to make a transistor, all your board are of 5 volt, so you cannot keep on decreasing this. So till now there have been around 13 or 14 generations, technology generations. So but we have not seen 13 or 14 power supplies. Power supplies are only 3-4, 10 volt, 12 volt, 5 volt, 3.3 and 1.8. Because to change the power supply, the entire thing has to be changed, the entire board changes. So people are very conservative of changing the power supply. People want the power supply should remain same, and you do something with the transistor. Okay, so this constant field theory, constant voltage, there are 2-3 scaling theories which you can go through the books, but practically there is a mixed kind of approach which has been implemented. Now this is the MOSFET miniaturization's only effect of this, and no voltage is applied here. As you can see, this is the electronic concentration at the surface. You see, in a MOSFET, the phenomena, this is the surface just below the oxide. So current flows only in this region where the channel is formed. So this region is only few nanometers, around 4-5 nanometers from this surface. So all phenomena occurs in this 5 nanometer distance only. Rest of this is the body. You can cut here, it doesn't matter. Only thing, we are keeping this dimension just to give some mechanical strength, so you can hold the device. That is the reason. So this is electron concentration. As you can see here, there is a concentration, here concentration. There is no electron concentration here. And when you apply a voltage, you can see this is how this energy band diagram will change. To understand this MOSFET, there are one is easy concept is with the use of a energy band diagram, and then of course with equation. So if we apply, now this gate and drain voltage are applied here. Source is ground, there is some drain voltage applied, there is some gate voltage applied. So when you apply the gate voltage here, earlier it was here, this curve shows the electron concentration. So when you apply the gate voltage, here some potential will come, and the electrons from this region will come here, as shown by this this color, blue color. So a channel is formed here. Now as you can see here, this is electron concentration. So a channel is formed, and now if you increase the potential here at the drain, so current electrons will start flowing here. The current flows. This is what the phenomena is, MOSFET phenomena, and this current equation is given by this formula, which mu effective mu Cox W by L VGS minus VT square by 2. There is M, which is a body effect coefficient. As I told in my previous lecture also, the body effect also controls the, which body effect is also known as a back gate, the substrate voltage, because it changes the VT. So for the, in the normal books, this M is taken to be 1. So that is why this M is not there, but actually it is there. Now let us see each of these. What does this mean? Mobility, mu is the mobility, effective mobility of the charge carriers. C gate is also known as the Cox, capacitance Cox. Find Vg is the gate voltage, W by L is the dimension of the transistor. Now this equation is applicable only for long channel devices, though in the book only one equation is written, but actually this is not a correct equation. It is a simplified equation only, and applicable only for long channel devices. This equation is not applicable for short channel devices. Fine. As some of you might be having simulator device, transistor simulator in your colleges, what you can do is, you see in this equation, if the ratio of W by L is same, say I assume W is 1, L is 0.1, 1 micron and 0.1. Next you multiply by 5 micron, 0.5. Then you multiply by 10. It becomes 10 and 1. So the ratio is same. According to this equation, the current also should be same, because I am not changing anything. But you see, you put these values in your simulator and you will find the current is different. So why it is happening? And current is different not only by around 40-50%. So if this current, say W by L is 10 by 1, you get some ID sat of say 600 microampere. W by L is 10 by 1. W by L is 10 ratio. Current you are getting is say 600 microampere. Now I put W to be say 0.1 and L to be 0.01. The ratio is still same, but the current should be 600 microampere according to this formula, but it will not be 600, it will be 220, 230 microampere. Okay, so because that is a short channel device, so this is known as a square law, is applicable for long channel devices only, not for short channel. So there are short channel effects which are known. There are around 8 or 9 short channel effects which comes into picture, and they affect the performance of the device, they affect the current. So we will discuss those effects, and we want the current to be more. Why we want the current to be more? Because finally the speed, if you want more speed, it is because of the current. Fine. Because why current? Because there are, in any circuit, there are lot of capacitances which are to be charged or discharged. So current has to be used. You see, a very good example is the case of these capacitances are just like water tank. If there is a water tank of 100 liter and there is a pipe of 1 inch diameter, you can fill. If the pipe is 1 inch only, tank is 1000 liter, so it will take 10 times. Fine. So the larger the capacitor, the more the time for the same current. But if the tank is 1000 meter, instead of I increase the pipe diameter also from 1 inch to 10 inch, it will take the same time. Okay, the same thing. If the capacitance is bigger, I increase the current. Okay, so how the capacitance stores charge? Okay, current flows inside this. It is storing charge, because what is current? Current is Q. I is dq by dt. So charge is I into t. Current into time. Okay, so a capacitor will store a fixed amount of charge which is equal to current into time. Okay, if your current is more, less time it will take. Simple thing. Okay, so we will need for faster devices to take more current. So this is the current equation. We have to see how much current we can increase. We will see the effect of all these variables. Fine. First is the mobility. Introduction. So this is mu factor is mobility. What is mobility? Mobility is the, you can say mobility mu. This is, you see, there is a concept of velocity of electron. V is equal to mu into E, electric field. Okay, so the velocity of the electron, it depends, current is directly proportional to the velocity of the electron. Okay, mobility of the electron is also affected. You see, if there is a plane P or N type, if there is a plane semiconductor, it will have, there is some plane semiconductor, it will have some mobility. You put some impurities there, okay, N plus, mobility will be reduced. Why it is reduced? Because of collisions. There are collisions, so electrons from one place to another place, they are not finding, it's not a clear path, so they are colliding. So it takes more time. So mobility also degrades. Okay, so this is, one is the mobility, another is the C gate. You see, this is a capacitance which is what is the role of this capacitance? It plays in inversion of the charge, in creating the channel. So the channel is created. The more the value of C gate, the more effectively the channel will be created. But as we scale down the device, the MOSFET, what is happening is we are unable to use the silicon dioxide because of this currents. So we will have to finally find new material which are having high K electric and HCV like hafnium oxide and other. We have to find material so that we can increase the thickness, but they should have high permittivity, epsilon, high K. So we have to find high K. But the problem with using high K material is, now in our MOSFET we are using the gate silicon as a gate, polysilicon as a gate. Okay, but if you use a high K material, you are unable to use polysilicon as a gate. That also you have to use metal as a gate because you are unable to adjust the VT. You see, another thing is you should keep in mind this scaling of CMOS has occurred. One reason is, like, you have a silicon, it's very easy to grow silicon dioxide, SiO2, which is an oxide. And on top of silicon dioxide, it is very easy to deposit again silicon, which is a polysilicon, is again a silicon. It is, but if you have to deposit some other material on silicon, hafnium oxide, so there has to be a perfect bonding between silicon and hafnium, in the sense stress. In, if there is a temperature increase, okay, the compression and stress, the Young's modulus to be the same. There should not be any chemical reaction. There is a silicon, there is a hafnium oxide. There should not be any chemical reaction. So there is a chemical, mechanical, electrical property. It should, you cannot just interconnect any two materials like that. Okay, so there has to be a perfect bonding between these two. And to create silicon dioxide is very easy. You put the wafer in a furnace, it will, you can grow an oxide. But how to deposit hafnium oxide? There are complicated processes by way of chemical vapor deposition, CVD. So the process becomes complicated in that way. Now this, okay, so this next is W, this L. If we increase the L, we are able to increase the current. Why it is happening? We are decreasing the L only because the electron has to travel from drain to source. The less the distance, the less the time will be, so more current it will be. Okay, so maintaining this, now there is a concept of this VG, maintaining this parameter while scaling voltage leads to subthreshold leakage. This VGS minus VT, current is proportional to VG minus VT square. If we are able to increase this VG minus VT square, so current will also increase. So all these things we have to, keeping VT constant. If there is a change in VT, then also this will change. So now let us study each of these one by one. So maximizing gate unit capacitances, which is known as a C gate, or in some books it is written as a COX. Okay, so how we can maximize COX? First is thinning the gate oxide. You have to reduce, thinning the gate oxide means you have to reduce the thickness of the gate oxide. But if you reduce the, earlier we were using only silicon dioxide. When you reduce the thickness of the gate, there is a problem of currents. Moreover, you see the film of gate oxide which you are creating, it should not be porous. It should be good film. It should have good mechanical properties. It should not be porous. If it is porous, it should be able to withstand a certain electric potential. Okay, it should not have any induced charge carriers inside that film. If there are some charge carriers in that, it will affect the VT. If it is porous, the breakdown, electrical breakdown. You see, you take a transistor. If it's a 5-volt transistor, it should not, even if you give 10 volt, nothing should happen. Okay, there is a breakdown voltage for each device, which is much higher, which is 2 to 3 times higher than it is normal operating voltage. Okay, so because if by sudden mistake some power supply shoots up, like you are getting 220 volt, you are connecting some device, if due to some fault, if it gets 250 or 260 volt, nothing should happen. So similarly for an IC also, if it's a 5 volt device, nothing should happen at 7 volt or 8 volt. So it should not break down. So there are around 9-10 parameters which this silicon dioxide should meet. Then only you can put this as a dielectric. So but if you thin the silicon dioxide to improve on these parameters, what you have to do is, there are many ways. One is you can have a stack of oxide and nitride. Silicon dioxide, SiO2 and Si3N4, silicon nitride. Okay, you have a stack of this. It improves some properties. Okay, it improves the tunneling also. So it requires nitrogen doping. Okay, so another thing is, you see, there is a gate. If P sub is there, there is a gate. Now P sub means boron atoms are there. So boron atoms are sitting on this surface. Here you have deposited a silicon dioxide. So this oxide has a tendency to attract boron atoms sometimes. Okay, so the boron atom are sitting at the surface, so they get attracted. That is known as affinity. If this dielectric has an affinity for boron atom, so it will take boron atom. So then boron atoms comes here. Okay, and here concentration is getting affected. So it is not the simple way of you connect this. There are many phenomena which are occurring. So this also should be, affinity should not be there. So these things you have to, and of course there are tunneling, of course, is there. So there are around 9-10 different materials which are being studied in the last 15-20 years. Some success has been made, and some transistors have been made by using these kind of materials. So now using new dielectric materials having high dielectric constant. So as I told you, the structure of MOSFET is same. There is a source, there is a drain, there is a gate. But as we reduce the size, the materials are changing. So those are different MOSFET devices with different material. Though the structure is same, the topology is same, but the materials are different. Okay, so the concept, it requires a thicker dielectric and chemical compatibility with challenge silicon and gate electrode material. You see, silicon dioxide should be compatible with channel also, and there is an gate electrode also. Okay, that also is important, because there is a concept of work function. Threshold voltage, in the equation you will find there is a work function of this gate also comes, and work function of each material is different. So all this compatibility comes into play. It's a complicated way which can be, and there is a concept of temperature compatibility also. You see, when in a CMOS fabrication, the temperatures go as high as 1000 degrees centigrade. Okay, so any material you deposit, it should be able to withstand 1000 degrees centigrade. The temperatures go high. So that also, so you have to see so many things, and then only you have to decide which material you can do. Now let us talk about mobility enhancement. How we can enhance the mobility. So as we know that mobility, it suffers because we are increasing the concentration of the substrate. If you increase the concentration of the substrate, mobility decreases. Why it decreases? Because there are more number of impurity atoms, more collisions. So more collisions, it reduces the velocity, it reduces the mobility. Okay, so but there are ways of by certain things by which we can increase the mobility. One way is by straining that. You put a strain on the channel. Strain, you understand? Strain is you put a force on that. There are various techniques how you can put. So you put a strain on that silicon. It increases the mobility by 20%, 30% in case of holes. In case of electron, sorry, in case of electron, it increase. That is known as a strained silicon. So how you put a strained silicon is you put some additional, like you put germanium inside that. You see, this silicon basically is a crystal structure. It's a crystalline silicon. Crystalline means there is a regular Orion fashion of atoms which are arranged. Okay, if you put suddenly 2-3 atoms which are different in size, so this whole orientation is disturbed. Okay, then there will be strain. You understand my point? Then there will be strain because at some parts it will be pushed, some part will be relaxed, some part will be pushed. Okay, so this kind of disturbance will be caused in that structure. So once that is caused, the mobility increases for electrons. Why this? It's a deep physics in that, but for time being, we can assume that mobility increases, and this practice is used. So in the silicon, in the channel area, you put some germanium atom. That is also being used in these materials, in these transistors. Okay, but again, then how many germanium atoms to put, how to put, it's a very complicated thing to solve this, but this also is research is also undergoing in this direction, and it has the effect of improving the mobility. You see, this silicon, this germanium mobility is better, and your this gallium arsenide, the mobility is 10 times more than the silicon. The electron mobility in silicon is around 1650, and but in germanium it is 8 to 10 times more electron mobility in gallium arsenide. But gallium arsenide wafers are 10 times expensive. Okay, so more or less there you get an advantage, and the processing of gallium arsenide. Silicon is very easy to create dielectric, silicon dioxide. There it's very difficult to create. So there are some other issues in yes. Yes. If you increase the temperature, the mobility degrades. Yes. Why it degrades? Because the electrons, they get energy, so more energy. You see, they get kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. They get more energy, more collisions. Okay, so with the temperature, that is why the current decreases. At high temperature, the current decreases. You reduce the temperature, you go below zero, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, the device behavior becomes better. Okay, that current will increase, mobility will increase at lower temperature. That becomes better. So then there is a effect of body effect. Now we have seen the body. If there is a potential at the body, that also it affects the threshold voltage. So it affects the threshold voltage. It affects the current also. So nowadays, what is happening to these bodies is, you see, actually, I will just one important thing which needs to be explained here. You see, we say this hole is known as the body substrate, which is the thickness of the wafer. Say it is P sub. So here the transistor will be like this, and you are applying. This is the electrode. You are applying a potential here. Now this is ground. So now what happens is, if you apply some voltage here V, so this voltage is divided between some of this voltage between this and some between this one. Okay, it's a voltage division basically. So between two capacitance, one is this capacitance, which is Cox, and another is this capacitance, body capacitance. This is also a terminal. One this here it's a channel. Channel is just like an electrode only. Okay, so there is a channel. This is electrode. This is electrode. This is dielectric. This is electrode. This oxide is dielectric. There are two capacitance. One is Cox, one is C body. So if you apply a potential here, it is divided between Cox and Cp. But our intention is the potential at this point should be more. So what is the potential at this point? it will be V into C of over C of plus CV. Okay, so what I mean is this capacitance has to be large, or it has to be minimum, so that there is more potential here. If there is more potential here, better channel will be created. More electrons will be attracted, better channel will be created. Okay, so you have to cut. I don't want this potential drop to be more on this body. One is to keep on cutting the sizes of this. Okay, so that more of charge is accumulated at the surface, because this strength is you need some thickness, because you have to process the wafer, you have to handle. Wafer size is 6 inch, 8 inch nowadays, or even 12 inch in these modern fabs. So 12 inch wafer, if it is some 100 micron, 200 micron, you cannot handle. It has to go to furnace, it has to go from one station to another. So there is a limit, like we are using 600 or 700 micron thick wafers. Oh, so all these things, they also affect the performance of the device. Now these, let us discuss quickly about these effects, which are the short channel effects, classical. Now short channel effects comes under two categories, one based on the classical physics, and other based on the modern physics, which is the concept of tunneling and all those things. So classical is hot electron effect, mobility reduction due to gate field, velocity saturation, Dibble. This is a GIDL also, gate induced drain leakage, GIDL. Gate oxide reliability, increase of effective oxide thickness due to polydepletion. There is a concept of polydepletion also. So what is the meaning of polydepletion is, you see there is a dielectric on top of this also concept. Normally it is not there clearly explained in the books. What is the meaning of polydepletion? See there, this is the gate oxide, and this is electron, metal, or poly. Now you give a potential here. What happens is, this is the P oxide here. Now you give a potential here. As we know, in any PN junction, if there is P and if there is any N, if I put a potential here, there at this junction there will be a depletion layer will be formed. Okay, so since this is an oxide, so in the oxide also there will be a depletion region will be formed. Okay, so there in this here, if there is a polysilicon here, not in the oxide, here polysilicon. So in the polysilicon there will be depletion region, like it is formed like this. So this is the depletion region, and this depletion region doesn't have any charge carrier. It has fixed ions, immobile ions. Okay, so it's devoid of any charge. Okay, that is the name, depletion, depleted of charge carrier, fixed ions. So this means this also is an insulator. Depletion region is an insulator. So this width it will add. There is this P-ox, there is this. So it will be added. Okay, so this thickness is becoming more. P-ox is more, then capacitance will reduce. This means current will decrease. Okay, because it is thickness is becoming more, and the capacitance P-ox is equal to epsilon divided by P-ox. So this is increasing. So this is known as a polydepletion. Okay, so this also have to be taken into account. Now quickly let us see what is the meaning of hot electron. You see this, as we reduce in this example, as we reduce this channel, the electric field becomes more. Electric field becomes more steep, more electric field. So these electrons are accelerated faster, because F is equal to Q into E. Field is more, electric field is more. It will be more force. They acquire more kinetic energy. Once they acquire more kinetic energy, they hit this drain region here, and they knock the silicon atoms. The electrons in the silicon atoms, they knock. So there is an emission of electrons. Whole pair generation will be there. Okay, when it is coming at a high speed. So those are known as secondary EH, secondary electrons, secondary. So they will again hit. Okay, they will again knock. So large number of electron hole pairs are created in this region here, because the potential is here at drain. So electric field is from high potential to lower potential in this direction. So electrons will be attracted on reverse the flow of the electric field. Electric field is going like this, so electrons will go like this. They will be attracted towards drain very high, and they will create more number of electron hole pairs. What happens here then? These holes, they will positive charge. They will go to the lower charge. Okay, positive will attract negative and negative will attract positive. So holes are positive charge. This body is lower charge, which is at ground. These holes will be collected by the body here, and there is a potential at gate also. So some of these electrons will go to this drain. This is a high potential. Some of these electrons generated, they can pierce through this gate oxide and can reach gate also. So some electrons will reach the gate also. Okay, so this means these electrons, high velocity electron, high energy electron, they can rupture this gate oxide also. Okay, because the gate oxide thickness is more and they have sufficient energy, they can pierce through this and go through the gate. So this is known as the hot electron effect. This happens when you reduce the feed. Okay, so now here we have written this, the feed is 1 million volt, 10⁻⁶ volt per centimeter. And if you reduce then this kind of effects will start, and this is one of the major reliability hazard, because the quality of the gate electrode is affected because of this. So this all phenomena is explained here, which in this slide, which you can I will not read through, you can go through the entire thing. This is electron. No, what is the effect of this hot electron? That is important. So as we know that, as I told you, that these electrons, they are here. Many electrons are generated here. They are collected by the drain. So what it happens is the drain current suddenly increases. Fine, because what is current? Current is a flow of electron only. So this is the solid curve which you are seeing. The current is increased here as you increase the VDS. Okay, so again I can explain this more. This is VDS, this is ID, this is ground, this is source, this is gate, this is drain, this is ground. So we are putting here VDS. Okay, so normally the curve, as you have seen, is like this, but at some VDS, as we increase this VDS, so this electric field here, which will be VDS by L. You keep on increasing VDS, the electric field increases. Okay, so at one stage, these hot electrons will strike here. They will knock out electron hole pairs, lot of electrons, and holes will be generated in this region. This is grounded. Here, there is a field stuff. This is also grounded. So all these holes will be collected here. They will go here, and electrons, they will be collected here, majority, and some will be collected here. Okay, so the current here increases. After this video, say after this the current will increase. It will not be like this, it will be like this. Fine. So now this is not correct. This is not good, because if this is the transistor, this is known as the output impedance R0. Output impedance of a transistor is the reverse. There is a slope of this line. R0 is equal to 1 inverse of slope of this line, which is also given by 1 over lambda ID. This is given in the books also. Okay, so this, because here you see the slope is 0, R0 is very high, infinity. But now here the slope is not 0. The slope is finite. So R0 will decrease. If R0 decreases, what happens? The gain of the transistor decreases, because the intrinsic gain of the transistor is GM R0. Though it will not affect the digital, but analog side it will affect, the gain will decrease. So this is what it is given in this. So this, you see, this is VDS, this is GDS. GDS is RDS is drain to source, which is known as RDS also, R0 also. I have written R0. Sometimes it is known as RDS also in some books. And inverse of this is GDS, conductance, or G0. Okay, it can be anything. So if R0 is more, means G0 will be less, conductance will be less. So you can see here, let us see this curve. Ideally it should be like this dotted one. Okay, a 1 is for long channel. So if the VDS is there, if you increase VDS, GDS goes at some, it almost remains same. You can use this, you can see this line curve. It is remaining same for long channel. But for short channel, as you increase VDS, if you here increase VDS, GDS starts to increase. Okay, so GDS is increasing, you can see this too. So GDS is increasing. So GDS increases means R0 decreases, the gain decreases. So this is the effect of hot electron. So this is the model, small signal complete model of this. I will not go through in this detail, but this is explanatory. So this is again the carrier mobility reduction. We have seen this in this channel as the gate oxide, the gate here. So if you increase the gate, if you reduce the gate oxide, field will become more strong here in this region. Okay, it also affects the mobility, which you are asking during the tea time, because there the field, no, there are two fields. One is this field because of this electric field. The electron, we want the mobility of the electron to be governed by VDS, by this field. We want this. Because transistor, it is a switch. What is the meaning of switch? There is a third terminal, which is a control terminal, which is gate. Then a meaning of switch is, switch has a 3 terminal. This is a switch. This is known as a control terminal. So control terminal should govern the flow of current from 1 to 2. Okay, either it should be no flow or it should be 100%. Either it should be short or it should be open. Control should be here, not here or here. Then it is not a switch. So in the transistor, we want control should be here by gate. Either the current flows here or the current does not flow here. Fine. What happens is when we reduce this, the gate loses control. Okay, the gate loses control because irrespective of the potential at gate, some current is always flowing because of this VDS. Okay, so some current is always flowing because of this. So gate loses its control. As so, these are the short channel, some of these short channel effects. And another thing, this gate oxide, if you see there is some potential at here also, when the thickness is more, most of the potential drop will be across this dielectric. Less will come here. As the thickness is reducing, as it goes, there are two capacitances, one this capacitance and another this capacitance. Fine, if this thickness is reducing, so what is happening is the capacitance, thickness, capacitance increases. Capacitance increases. So when the capacitance increases, charge is CV. Capacitance is increasing. Voltage will decrease. Because there are two capacitances. Charge on this plate will be same as charge on this plate. They are connected together. Charge will be same. But if this capacitance, increases, the voltage here will, voltage across this capacitor will decrease. So the voltage across this capacitor will increase. So at this point, this is ground. This is ground. At this point, voltage will increase. So where it is increasing? Here it is increasing. The voltage here is increasing. Then what is electric field? Electric field is d by d. The voltage is increasing. Electric field is also increasing. And what is the direction of electric field? It is like this. Okay, so instead of now there are two electric field and this electric field is also increasing because of this is reducing. So this causes instead the electrons should have flown like this, it flows like this. Current reduces. So that is why the mobility decreases. Mobility is normally in a electron is 1650 if there is no such thing. 1650 dimensions, some volt per millisecond, whatever it is. But ideally, if you find it is less than 300, so you can see how much degradation of mobility occurs. 1650 is in a pure silicon. With all these effect, it becomes less than 300. Okay, so this is again saturation. So basically, the drift velocity will cause a saturated velocity, that is known as a saturated velocity, saturated transistor. Okay, so this concept will be there. This is the effect, velocity saturation. So you see here, this is VD sat. Okay, so the saturation current will be lower, and this is as shown by dots. This current is lower. This, instead of this solid line, we are getting the lower current. Why we are getting lower current? Because the mobility, the velocity has saturated. You see, V is equal to mobility, V is equal to mu E. Velocity is proportional to electric field. If you increase the electric field, velocity increases to certain electric field. After that, it remains constant. Okay, are you understanding this point? This is very little bit of tricky thing. Velocity is directly proportional to electric field. You increase electric field, velocity keeps on increasing. But at certain point, it becomes constant. Then it does not increase. So that is known as a saturated velocity. Okay, so now the channel lengths have reduced. Electric field has increased to that value. So the transistor becomes saturated. It is operating in the saturated velocity thing. If in by this in the curve, if I explain, there is a concept of VD set. Now this is ID versus VDS. All the graph is like this. So here this is known as VDS, VD saturation, right? The current gets saturated here. This is some value. VGS is equal to say 1. Now the next is, it will start like this. It will get saturated at a higher VD sat. VD sat 2. Now it gets a half, then it will be like this. Okay. But since the velocity saturates before it is going at this level, what it happens is the current saturation limits appear here only. So because the velocity is saturated, if the current gets saturated here only. So instead of this, you are getting this, reduce less current. Okay, because this is VDS. So instead of VDS here, it gets saturated before this, because the velocity is getting saturated. So mobility does not increase, current does not increase. So this is what is explained in this. So this kind of effect, it has another classical effect is there is a Gödel and Gödel. So there is a drain induced barrier lowering. You see, this is source, this is drain. Again, this is energy band diagram. In energy band diagram, potential energy is plotted. Now you will answer, you will ask here why it is low. Because the potential energy in any energy band diagram, it's plotted for potential energy of electron, not for holes. And potential energy is Q into E. Okay. So if at the drain, you will give more potential, it will be shown as a down only. Like here it is shown here. So it is more potential here. VDS, source is at 0, drain is at more potential here. Okay, so what happens is, if there is a more potential at the drain, what happens is the depletion width of drain, which is like here, it it goes towards the source. As you increase the potential, it goes towards the source. So as you go to the depletion width goes towards the source, what happens is, and this is the channel area, this is the channel, this is the channel area. Okay, so you can see that this line is moving here, this line is moving here, this is moving here. So the depletion width is moving here. So then what happens is, because in a channel, some charge carry, there is a gate potential, so some charge balance has to occur here. So some charge balancing is occurring because of drain potential. Okay, because the drain, this potential, this phi s is because of potential at drain, where this arrow is showing up, because there is a potential at drain. Okay, so instead of gate coupling for this, drain is helping to reduce the barrier. Drain is helping to reduce the barrier and smooth current, more current flows. So that is known as drain induced barrier lowering. Okay, so because what happens is gate, normally the gate should reduce the barrier and then allow flow of current. You increase the barrier, no current. Reduce the barrier at the gate, more current. But now if the potential channel length is shrinking, if the potential at drain increases, the depletion width of drain moves towards source region in the channel, as is shown here. It moves, or if I can explain here, this is ground, this is grounded, right? This is source, this is drain. Now you are increasing the potential here, VDS. So what happens here, this is ground, it will have depletion region like this. So it has depletion region like this. You keep on increasing. What happens is the depletion width will increase on. Now this channel is also getting shorter. Okay, if this channel is short, what happens is in this region, already charge has come. Immobile, low, its charge has come, depletion region is immobile, charge is there. So now if you, this gate, now only this much region is left which needs to be inverted. Then the current can flow directly. Okay, instead earlier so much region was there which was the barrier. So barrier is reducing because of drain. That is known as a drain induced barrier lowering. Okay, double. There is a gate induced drain lowering, that also is there, but we will skip. Poly depletion I have already told. So this is the concept of a poly. So this is poly. This is the depletion layer in this. This is poly, whole block. And this is gate oxide, dark one. Okay, so instead of this poly, so because if you give a potential here, there will be some depletion layer here shown by this. So this thickness will become this plus this. Depletion layer is also a dielectric. This becomes this. So effective gate thickness increases. The current reduces. So these are the effects. Now this, you see here, it gives a summary of this thing. What is happening is, I think this may not be that clear, but you can assume there are 5 in fact problem. One problem relates to here, which is a source, which is a channel, which is known as a poor electrostatics. Okay, you see source to drain region where there is a channel, as you reduce the transistor dimensions, the electrostatic control of that channel becomes poor by the gate. What is the option now? Option is you make 2 gates, you make multiple gates. 2 gates, then because I told you this control of gate is becoming less in this region. So you make another gate here. There are 2 controls. Or you make more gates. It's a cross section. Okay, you can have gate here, gate here, gate here, gate here. You can surround this channel. It's a cross section, right? It's a 3D. You can have all tri-gate, double gate. So these kind of devices are coming into picture. DG FET, dual gate FET, tri-gate FET, FinFET. Okay, so these kind of various advanced devices have been made because of this. Another effect is the high mobility channel. The poor channel transport phenomena. because of decreased ion. You see the channel mobility is decreasing various regions, so current decreases. So we have to think of ways by which we can increase mobility. So there are 2-3 ways we have to, like strained silicon is one way, which is commonly used to improve this. So now there are various ways how to strain the silicon, and that by putting other impurities, germanium or some other things. Okay, then there is another phenomena which is sourced in parasitic resistances. You see, earlier the source and drain were used to be bigger in size, so their parasitic resistances were less. Now we are shrinking this dimension. We talk about shallow junctions. Okay, so then the parasitic resistance are becoming more. If the parasitic resistance of source and drain increases, the current between them will decrease. So you have to think of that also. Now there are new device structures which are coming where source and drain will not be of silicon, they are of metal. Fine. You can put metal here in the source, in drain, whole metal, here also metal. Okay, because contact metal resistance will be, parasitic resistance will be very less. Okay, so there is a concept of elevated source drain, Schottky source drain. We are putting a metal, or you can either put a top here, you can put a metal, or you can make it all of metal or metal drain. So these kind of devices are also manufactured. Then another is the gate leakages. Okay, we talk, there are a lot of material which are coming to improve the dielectric of the gate. But this gate and electrode right now we are using polysilicon, which is known as a poly. If I put a gate, metal as a gate, we cannot use poly because bonding is not there and you are not able to adjust the threshold voltage. So you have to go shift to the metal gates. Poly is not, you cannot use. So if you use oxide as a hafnium or any other material, you have to change the gates to metal gates also. So that is known as HKMG. If you see in the literature, high K metal gates, high dielectric metal gates, that combination instead of silicon dioxide poly. When this MOSFET was made, what is the meaning of MOS? Metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, metal was used as the electrode. Okay, then why we shifted to poly? Because earlier when MOSFET of late 70s, first what was happening is, first was source drain were made. Okay, then gate was made. Okay, then they were but nowadays this process, it is not like that. It is known as a self-aligned process. Self-aligned process means first gate is made and then source drain are made. So once you have made the gate, and we are making gate by polysilicon at a particular temperature, the gate is made. After that, source and drain implants are done, and those implants need very high temperatures. Okay, so if I made the gate first, I cannot use metal, because then if I use aluminium cannot go beyond 600 degrees centigrade. Whereas for doing source and drain implants, I need 900 or 1000 degrees centigrade. So I cannot use aluminium. I have to put polysilicon, because aluminium and copper I cannot do. To put copper, it's very difficult, because their techniques are different. You cannot deposit copper. Atom is heavy. You cannot deposit copper as we are depositing aluminium by sputtering. There are different techniques. Though in lower geometry copper is used, that is a different process known as Damascene process. It is done by, trenches are made and copper are deposited, because it is not possible to etching of copper is not possible. It's a big atom, copper. So etching is not possible. So there are other problems associated with this. So now what we have seen is, we can have, you see this, we are using two gates, gate 1 and gate 2. This figure, gate 1 and gate 2. So to have a control of this. So another important structure is, I think you have heard in literature of SOI, silicon on insulator. Okay, silicon on insulator. What happens is, you on an silicon, you make a layer of insulator. say silicon dioxide, and over there you make transistor. What is the advantage? You are able to reduce parasitic, you are able to reduce leakages. How? You make a silicon here, a layer which is dielectric insulator, you make deposit here. Okay, now source they are getting deposited here. There is no depletion region here. Channel will be found here. So there was a depletion capacitance here earlier. So that capacitance is eliminated because it is an insulator. So no current will go in this insulator from this. Okay, so this is known as a fully depleted SOI, silicon on insulator. So this is a silicon on insulator. This is also a layer is deposited here. Okay, and other gate is same. So these kind of devices, these devices are used in RF circuits because there is no interference from one device to another because there is no coupling, because otherwise through substrate there is a coupling. So this substrate is same. All transistors are sitting on the same substrate. If there is a fast changing clock, digital clock, so that couples to some analog circuit also. But if there is an insulator there, then that coupling will not occur. So these things are eliminated in this kind of. Now there is a concept of planar DG. You can see that this is source, this is drain, this is gate. You have two gates. This is vertical DG. This is a planar dual gate. This is a vertical dual gate. Okay, this is, you can see gate bulk this, or you can have many gates here. This is gate terminal. Top also, this is source, this is drain. You can have top also, or there is another picture. You can see this. This is source, this is drain, this is all gate, red one. You are seeing this, this is all gate. So how you can see this? It's a tri-gate structure. So it has better control on the channel. Now here you can see, because channel is below this portion is this blue one. This is source. It goes like this. So this is how it looks. This FinFET, it is used. It's 14 nanometer FinFET technology. Intel is making processor. It started from this year only. It has advantage because it has more, because now there are 3 gates. So current should be 3 times, but it is not 3 times. It is definitely 1.6 or 1.7 times. So the current increases. Gate, basically concept is simple. The gate is losing control when the region is channel length is becoming small. So you put more gates to enclose this. So this is what the concept is here. Okay, so this is again shown like this. This is again the same FinFET. So partially depleted SOI, which I told, this is partially depleted and fully depleted. This is an insulator. This blue is insulator, yellow is source, this is drain. Okay, so current will flow from here to here. So this body is completely cut off. This is FD, fully depleted transistor. So these kind of, this is silicon on insulator. But this wafer becomes expensive because you have to grow this insulator layer in that. So there are some additional steps. So this is the FinFET characteristics. So you can see here these curves, they are almost flat. Normally, if you see in a MOSFET, the slope, the slope will be more. Okay, so here you can see the parameter. Sub threshold slope is 72 millivolt for decade, but for a normal, it is more than, it is around 90 or 100 millivolt. So we are getting 72 only. So this device is a much better device. Off current is 70 microampere per micrometer. So off current also reduces in that case. Okay, so these are the advanced MOSFET structures which are being made, but there are certain issues like fabrication is more complex. It's more, you can see the structure also is more complex, more number of fabrication steps. The fabrication is very complicated. Models are not available. You have normal model for NMOS, PMOS, HSPICE, Caliber. There are so many other models are available. But for these advanced, very less models are available because a lot of work is being done. So topological design rule and other things are not there. And another thing is the conventional MOSFET and the new FinFET, new MOSFETs. They have, if we have to manufacture both in the same platform, on the same substrate, then the things becomes even more complicated in terms of fabrication and in terms of modeling also. because if you have a circuit where which uses FinFET also, which uses MOSFET also, but finally you have to simulate as one circuit. So you should have a simulator which can take into account this, and your manufacturing process should be able to manufacture this. So things are that way. It's more complicated, and there are some other quantum mechanical effects. This I will skip for the time being, but these devices are altogether different devices. They are based on quantum mechanics only, because here we have seen the tunneling, the gate tunneling. What do we mean by the tunneling? The tunneling if means you see, this is an energy barrier. It has some energy, say 5 here, and there is an electron here. Now if it has to cross this barrier, this electron has to acquire this much energy, which is say 5I. So it has to acquire this energy, then only it can cross the barrier. Otherwise it cannot cross. Okay, so now I think we have studied Schrödinger equation where which says that electron is not a particle, it is a wave also. So there we express the how the Schrödinger wave explains that electron. It's a wave, and it says that you cannot. There are two principles are important. One is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. What that does mean? It means that the exact position of electron you cannot ascertain. Why? What is the reason? Because to measure someone's position, what you do is you are putting some wavelength on that and receiving that signal, then only it will tell you it is there, right? So if you put some wavelength on the electron, its position will be disturbed, and then it will be reflected back. So its position is disturbed. So the position of the electron can never be exactly defined. That is the Heisenberg's uncertainty. It is uncertain, but it says there is a probability of finding the electron in this area. Probability exists, it will be in this area, but otherwise exact position cannot be defined. So whole of modern physics is based on that phenomenon. So that is the concept of tunneling here. It says that though this electron cannot climb this peak and reach here, but it can always tunnel here. What this means? If you plot the probability graph, it is like this. So it is like this. So there is small probability, maybe 0.1% here, of finding the electron here. There is a small probability of finding, very small, of electron here. But then how electron has reached here, it cannot climb this. So they say it has tunneled through. Okay, and tunneling will occur if this width is very narrow. At a certain, it starts occurring at a certain width. If this width is low, it will not occur. Then the probability will be here 0 only. But as you reduce at a certain width, this tunneling, irrespective of this height, okay, this tunneling starts occurring. So this is the concept of the quantum mechanics, and there are certain devices. Lot of research is going on those single electron transistor carbon tubes, but as of now nothing has materialized. But what has materialized is advanced MOSFET mini devices. FinFET is practically processors are being made by Intel by using FinFET devices, which I have shown, and exact material what they are using, that very difficult to tell. There 2-3 days back there was a article in magazine that Chip Semiconductor International. You can go through it in that magazine. There is an article. So they have taken pictures. Someone has taken pictures of that chip and put that. But what that structure is exactly, it's not clear. What that material is, what kind of electrodes, what kind of gate material these companies are using, they don't tell. They are telling hafnium, whether it's an hafnium oxide, whether it is HFO2, HF2O3, or what. There are so many variants. When we call it silicon dioxide, it doesn't mean that it is SiO2. It is SiXOY. It can be different variants of that. So what exactly it is, they don't tell. Okay, so all these things, they are, a lot of research is being going on, but FinFET is a reality. Reality in the sense you have bigger circuits made of FinFET. And to Intel and Samsung. Samsung also has a fabrication plant, 40 nanometer FinFET devices they are giving. But beyond 65 nanometer, like 45 nanometer, these MOSFETs are made by using entirely different materials which are different than the conventional ones. So these are the advanced MOSFET devices. But in India, we don't have any fabrication facility and any other thing. We cannot do these things because these things only 2-3 companies are doing in the world, and it's a, to make a plant of this thing requires $10 billion. So $10 billion, 1 billion is 6,000 crore. It requires around 1 lakh crore kind of plants. So these kind of investments are there, and to design also it's not that easy for making these transistors. So, but this is what my talk is, and I will request you to ask any questions from this topic, advanced MOSFET, or from this the previous one, which was on a low power design of low power devices. So first I will request these participants from the colleges, if you have any questions, please ask. You can ask any questions from this session or from the previous one. So the meanwhile, you can ask in the if they are they will take some time. You can ask from here.
So any query from different centers? If you have any query, please go ahead with your query. Now you can ask questions from our previous session as well as from this session. So there is no query from any center?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, I want to ask what is partially depleted SOI and fully depleted SOI? Sir, am I clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are clear. As I told, in a SOI, silicon on insulator, there is an insulator layer. This is the insulator layer. This is silicon. This is silicon. This is substrate sub. So we are fabricating the transistor here. Now there are two types. One is a partially depleted, and one is fully depleted. Partially depleted structure will be like this. Okay, so it will be like this. So there is some silicon here. So there will be some depletion width occurring here, partial. But otherwise, if this is not there, say this is the depletion width. Okay, so half of this depletion width I have removed by putting an insulator here. So this is partially depleted, and fully depleted is if I keep this insulator here, then there is no depletion width here. So this is a fully depleted structure. Each of these have its own. It is not. This is better with respect to certain things, but there are some negative points also for this. So normally this device is used for RF. The reason is there will be many transistors in this substrate. There will be many transistors sitting here, sitting behind this. Okay, so they are not coupled through this substrate because the substrate is an insulator. That is the biggest advantages of this structure. So you can see that here depletion width will be there like this. Okay, but at the bottom plate capacitance is completely rolled out. So this is known as a fully depleted.
So I think it is clear to you. Any other query? Any other query from your side?
Hello.
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
Go ahead. Yes. Your name and
Hello,
your
sir.
yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You just continue with your query.
Yeah. Yes, hello. This is Sakshi from SRMS CT Bareilly, and I want to know the concept of ground plane in SOI.
What's the
You
concept of?
ground clearing?
In SOI.
Ground clearing means no. I don't understand. Ground clearing in SOI.
Yes, sir. How can we insert ground plane in SOI, and what are the future aspects, future research aspect in SOI with ground plane?
With ground?
Ground plane.
Ground cleaning or
No, I don't know. I have not heard this term. Ground clearing, ground cleaning. I don't know. If you
Okay,
can
sir.
elaborate,
Then,
if you can elaborate more on this.
yes, a ground plane is something we are using multi-gate or backgate biasing.
planing?
No, you okay? If you are comparing SOI with a multi-gate or a dual gate, you want to compare.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Multi-gate.
No. This is, you see here, multi-gate, the advantage is if you have, say, a DG, you have a dual gate, the current, because now you have the current should become double because you have two gates. But it is not double. Practically, it is around 1.6 or 1.7 times. The current increases, but the parasitics are there. The parasitic capacitances and all those things remain there. But here in SOI, what is happening is the current is not increasing. The current increase is not that much, but the parasitic effects are better controlled. So this particular end interference, the substrate noise is not there, because you see there is an insulator. So insulator, no current can pass. So substrate, all transistors are isolated from each other. So this is the advantages of using here. So that ground clearing, I don't know, because this is now all the components which are manufactured over this insulator layer, they are perfectly shielded. They don't interfere with each other with respect to substrate. So this is the advantage of SOI. That is why it is most commonly used in very high frequencies, like radio frequencies at which operate at gigahertz range. So it is, but these wafers devices are expensive because fabrication steps are more.
Okay, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir.
okay, any other query from any other nodal center? So, I think there is no query from any of the centers. So, now it is time to thank our expert, Engineer H.S. Jatana, for his, you can say, excellent talk on low power VLSI design and then advanced MOSFETs. Actually, in this session, actually he explained so many basic concepts of your MOSFET, and then he also gave us information about different areas in which we can start our research. So whenever you want to do any research, the basic concept should be very clear, and this session was really very good from that point of view, and so many things were clear to us also, and means what kind of you can say techniques we can use, and we can